Hello everyone, welcome to the second part of the DEVA Multifunction Cockpit introduction video. On this part of video we are going through the settings and the calibration of the DEVA. Let's turn on this motorcycle. So every setting and the calibrations are done for this motorcycle, but let's go check each settings all together. So the first setting is the gear. To calibrate your gear options, you need to actually ride your motorcycle. So please check your manual and do your gear settings according to the manual. And the second option is the speed. First speed setting is the unit. You can choose between kilometers per hour and the miles per hour according to your country. And the next is the sensor type. You can choose between two sensor types. For detailed information, please check your manual. And the next is the speed calibration. So we have three different speed calibration options. You can choose the one that is most convenient for you. And if you know your tire circumference and the data from your speed sensor, you can go to the manual mode and use the calculator on our website and input the number here to do your speed calibration. And the next setting is the RPM. And the RPM settings, first RPM setting is the pulse per rotation. There are 4 settings. You can choose the one according to your motorcycle. For this bike, it's 1 pulse per 2 rotations. And the next RPM setting is bar graph. And you can choose between 20,000 and 10,000 RPM for bar graph. For this motorcycle, it's 20,000 RPM. And this is the setting for the shift up warning. As you can see, it's set to 3,000 RPM right now for this motorcycle. Let's turn on the engine and see the bar graph blinking. As you can see, the bar graph is blinking when the RPM passes 3,000 RPMs. Next is the clock. DEVA has clock function built in. You can adjust your clock according to your liking. For detailed information about this setting, please check your manual, user's manual. And the next setting is the fuel gauge. So you can either display the fuel gauge or not. It's up to you. You can choose between on and off. And for the fuel gauge, for OEM sensors, we have 3 different options. 100 ohm sensor, 510 ohm sensor, and 250 ohm sensor. For this motorcycle, it's 100 ohm sensor. Let's go to the next setting. The next setting is the temperature. You can connect an oil temperature to this motorcycle and display your oil temperature. And you can also display or not display the temperature sensor on the display. As you can see, it's on right now. Also, you can choose between the Celsius and the Fahrenheit according to your country for your temperature sensor. And also you can choose the warning temperature for your temperature sensor. Right now, as you can see, it's set to 150 degrees Celsius. Let's go back to the settings again. So this is the temperature 1, temperature 2. Temperature 2 is also the same. You can connect like a water temperature sensor. Temperature 3 is the air temperature. So the maximum temperature for this option is the 60 Celsius degrees. So please only connect air temperature to this connection. And that's all for these settings. We went through the gear, speed, RPM, clock, fuel, temperature 1, 2, 3. And as I said, you can turn off or turn on these displays according to your liking. As you can see here on this motorcycle, we chose to only display our oil temperature, the battery level, and the fuel. You can either turn these temperature sensor or the fuel sensor. And also, as you can see, the battery is blinking right now. Our battery is weak and it's blinking, so it also gives you warning for unhealthy batteries. And the next, let's go check the odometer displays. The first display is the odometer. This starts from 0 for DEVA Multifunction Cockpit. The next one is the trip 1, trip 2, and this is the total. For the total, you can move your previous odometer kilometer to the DEVA. Just push the set button for a long time, and then you can choose the numbers according to your previous data, like this. Just like this, you can move your previous odometer data to DEVA. And then the total will display from your previous odometer data. And the next option is the max RPM, max speed, and the RPM displays. You can choose between one of these 3 displays. And you can also display your RPM with digits here, also with the bar graph, according to your liking. And also DEVA, as I mentioned in the first part of this video, has indicators included as well. As you can see, we have turn signals, high beam, low beam, warning lights, oil warning as well, and the neutral position indicator as well. So these are all the settings, and also you can find here the speed gear indicator as well. Once you do the calibration for the gear display, you can display your gears. This is included in the manual, so you please go through the manual for detailed explanation about this one. So that's all for today's DEVA speed calibrations, RPM calibrations, and other settings. Thanks for watching.